Oh, this is John, Bench Fisherman. Today, I don't have a schematic on me, but I'm going to try to take this beautiful old 12W apart. I did trade with a friend. We both kingfish down off the coast of North Carolina. And I don't think this reel needs anything. It's basically, to me, it sounds brand new. I hope it doesn't need any parts because parts are pretty much non-existent for it. Somebody has been into it at some point. So we're going to take this thing apart and see if it needs anything. If it does, you can't get parts for it. They are non-existent. There is a washer there. 2 washers there. See there, it had a Teflon and a brass. I think I'm going to take these. I got to take this off first before I can even get to those other screws. Take this off. We'll try to keep these screws together in groups. I mean, the schematics will, with Penn, they do kind of say what screw goes with what. You have to measure and all that good stuff. And you know, that's the lever. That one should come out. Or that's the guide for the lever drag. That comes off. I won't go into that. Just clean it good. See a ball bearing under there. Let's take these screws right here out. Start out with the bar, the crossbar screws. At least this thing's been took care of. These are old reels. I guess we're talking. I don't know. Somebody tell me, but I would guess. Should be a serial number on it. I could look it up. There it is. No, it's a patent number. Yep. Serial number L792690. I'll look it up. If I can't find it, I'll get somebody. I fish with internationals as my fighting reels almost exclusively. Favorite fighting reels. I've got a few Shimano's. I will be doing a Shimano video here for too long. I just got a Shimano in. It's not really a fighting reel. You could use it for a fighting reel. It's kind of on the small side, but I saw it for sale and thought, grab that and see what it does. I believe this screw here goes all the way through to that bar, so we're going to pull that one out. It should be a fairly long screw. It's not. Maybe I got to take this. Not yet. All right, let's take 3 stand screws off. One of them was already loose. That's always a good thing. That one was loose. That one was loose. Okay, what's going on here? Why would the stand screws be loose? That's got to come off. But here's what the trick on that, because I don't know how it comes off of there. We'll take it off on this side. Then we can take, okay, pay attention, folks. Pay attention. Not a lot going on the palm side of the reel. Over here, washer stack. And we'll take the drag apart in just a minute. We're going to work on that drag. There's the stand screws. Actually go over here. And yes, there is a, oh, it threads, that's the way you get it off. That threads into the end plate. Okay. Now, take these 3 screws off. The drag is the main thing I'm after, because I'm going to be fighting fish with this thing. But the biggest fish I should have on, unless I hook a tarpon, wouldn't be over 50 pounds. I'm going after pelagics, king mackerel, and they strip off a lot of lines, so you have to have capacity, but they're not necessarily they're not necessarily a type of fish that will be so heavy that they will kill a reel, weight alone. Okay, we got the anti-reverse. Well, I got to get this gear off here, so let's just go ahead and play with it. Oh boy, maybe not. Be a left hand. There's no way to get that gear out without getting that screw off. So we'll take these 2 screws off right here. Anti-reverse. Sure, it's gonna have a spring under it. This is a plate. Nothing wants to come apart. Okay, there's a plate and it's got 2 spacers that go up under it. Close attention to that. So this reel is supposedly, and I'll check it out when I get it done, a 4.2 to 1 reel. And it holds 1,000 yards, 20 pounds. Isn't that crazy? There's the anti-reverse dog, and there is a spring under there, but it's captured by a snapper or E-clip, and I'm not going to go there. I've got to get that screw out of that gear, but I'm not sure how that's going to happen. It's in there pretty good. I know what I could do here. Put the handle back on there. All right, here we go. Something going to happen. Well, let's put the nut back on. I'll keep slipping all over the place. I got this reel with several handles. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this handle here on it. And now I can hold this, break this screw loose. Maybe. Golly. Okay. Ain't happening. It tightens up, but there it goes. Look at that. I got lucky. It must be Loctited. Oh wow, that was so good. Bought this from a good friend of mine, or traded with him. Like I said, I traded a nice Shimano for this reel. Okay, that was part of the game. Let's get the stuck on there. I think that's going to work. Let's take this back off. I got several handles with it. This is the original handle. I'm going to go with the gold handle. I've got a big wooden handle, but I don't think it's the right size for this reel. It'll go on one of my Senators. Let's just see. See, it's the wrong size for this. So I've got to knock this off this gear. And I don't want to do any damage to it, right? So I'm sorry, pardon all the noise in the background. I'm trying to find something to tap that out of there with. I really don't have anything. Oh, here's a brass punch. Oh, that's not really a punch. Well, I got a whole thing of brass punches somewhere. Bear with me for a minute. Got to have brass punch. I don't want to tear that out. Just got to remember what I did with all that stuff. Oh, moving. Things are here and there. Nothing there. I must have packed them away. Not in there. Well, that's unfortunate because I really need to get that off of there. We'll try something here. Heck, I don't even think I got a hammer anymore. I don't. Yeah, no. Oh, mercy, where's all my stuff? Well, big hammer's gone, packed away. We're going to take this real lightly, try to tap that gear out. Somebody Loctited it. Got that out. The gear can come out now. And this can come out. There it is. There's a couple things here. I don't see any shims on that, but block back up. Handy little dude. That's a block used for building ARs, and it's perfect for fishing. So everybody knows. No, an AR is not an assault rifle. Okay. An AR is Armalite rifle. For all the people who think they know it all. All right, now. These bearings were fine. I'm just going to oil them up good. This oil will soak through there and loosen up any gunk that's in them. Because there is gunk. Down in here, I left the anti-reverse spring in there, but there is a Teflon washer. We'll clean that up. And that would be your complete plate for the gear side. Now, let's look at the drag. 4 screws, and your drag is going to be underneath there. Let's see if I can get them out. Not the right size screwdriver. Let's go with another one. These are the little guys here that will break off on you if they get corrosion on them. You got to figure you got all the line coming in off the salt water, and these reels are almost exclusively using salt water. And that salt water gets slung around and it gets all over these screws and they corrode. So when I build this thing back, trust me, this reel is going to be built to stand the test of whatever time gives it. It's not going to have a hard life. It's not going to be out there on a boat. It's not going to be a overhead, reel that's getting splashed by salt going in and out on the boat. But it is going to be used in salt water. It's going to be up on a pier. We do get rained on occasionally. And you say, well, rain's not salt water, John. No, it's not, but it does have some salt content to it, more so than rain anywhere else along the coast or in the world. So there's your plate to the drag. Here is your drag stack. Here it is. That will get addressed. Here is, pay attention, you got Teflon spring, and then down in there is another Teflon. Oh, wrong one, John. Let's see here. I'm getting excited. That comes out. Now, they had this plate glued in there, but you don't need to do that. That don't need to be glued in there because you got those ears on there. So I'm going to clean that glue out. I'm not sure why I did that like that. There's the spool. So all we got left is to take the palm plate apart and give it a good cleaning. There's not a lot over here, to be honest with you. Take the bars off. I like to give everything a really, really good cleaning. And not only a good cleaning, but a lot of lubrication. You see how dry those bars are? That needs to be, all that stuff needs to be lubricated. Something else to pay attention to also, this top bar has got the Penn 12W International on it. You want that facing back. You could put it in there either way. I don't care where you put it at. You could put it back here, but that wouldn't be correct. The correct way is where if you're holding the reel and the rod in your hands, you're going to be able to read the Penn 12W International. This reel is in super great shape. I will fish with it. There is nothing wrong. It doesn't need a drag. The bearings seem to be perfect in it. Got one more bearing to pull out of it, actually. Here, take the stand off because all this stuff is going to get lubricated really well. I love this stuff. I love saving these old reels. I pretty much wound up with this reel because my friend did not want to go into it. And it was, you can't get parts of these reels, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him a bit because you get down in here and something's broke or a screw strips or whatever, you're screwed. You can't get this stuff, and coming. There it is. So that can be cleaned good. I'm not going to take the bait clicker out. I can work on that just where it is. I'm going to look at the schematic and make sure that something's not missing. You know what? I may actually order that bearing. That bearing is just a hair bit rough. I'm going to go ahead and order bearings for it. I'm going to try to free it up a little bit, but it just feels bad. But I'm going to look the schematic up and see why would they have glued that up in the reel. That makes absolutely no sense, because you got this on ears, or up in the spool. I mean, there's no need to glue that. It's not going to go anywhere. This is captured. This goes over top of that. That's where all your braking action is. And I don't get why they glued that. Makes no sense. We're going to find out, and we're going to put it back together the way it's supposed to be. If it's supposed to be glued, then it will be glued. Super happy with this reel. And like I said, I will fish it. I already got a rod for it, so it will be on a pier somewhere on the North Carolina, South Carolina coast pretty daggum soon. Probably for the fall run. We'll scrape out some of this old grease here, so it's not so much to have to clean up. Well, folks, there it is. An International 12W. Beautiful reel. I did not take the preset apart. I don't see any huge need of doing that. I'm going to clean this in WD-40. Just don't see the need in doing all that. The spring for the lever is fine. This is actuating. This, we're going to leave that. Sometimes you get into those and you do have a problem. So, bearings will be on order today. I'll be back in a few days to put a beautiful reel back together. I'm real happy with that. I got quite a few reels here to do. Thanks for watching. I'll be back. Hello, this is John, Vintage Fisherman. I'm back putting this beautiful International 12T back together. Or I'm sorry, 12W. I have a 12T. I had to wait on parts, so it's been a few days. I've got one bearing that's crunchy. So, but one bearing wasn't too bad, but I went ahead and ordered two brand new bearings. There's very few parts still available for this reel, but the bearings were available. So these are straight from Penn. I'll actually put the old bearings in this bag and throw this bag into my parts bin. And if I get one, I actually think this bearing goes in a couple of other Penn reels. I want to say it goes in a couple of the spin fishers, and so I might need one of those. And if I get one that's got a completely locked up bearing, then those bearings will be better than that. So we'll save those for that situation. Let's build a reel. I found out that this was made in December of '79. So it's old. I was in middle school in December of '79. So that tells you anything how old it is. I'm 58. We're going to start out by building the gear drive side. That's going to go on there just like that. And there's 3 screws that go in there. I want to thank my buddy Chris Alt for helping me out to get that serial number ran on it and see when the reel was made. He's good with these old Internationals. I guess this is the first International I've built for my channel, but I've worked on Internationals pretty much all my adult life. I've had several of them. I currently have several of them. They are my favorite fighting reel for the pier, for kingfish, for the pelagics. I enjoy the Shimano too. Also the lever drag Shimano's TLDs, but I normally fish with a 12T. But this year or this fall, I'm probably going to use this 12W. Gets this washer down here in the bottom. We'll give that a little bit of grease. It was pretty grungy when I took it out there. Now, I am going to use some Penn oil and lubricate the shaft just a little bit as I put it in, but I can also lubricate the shaft from the outside. So it goes in there like that. Before I put the gear on, I'm going to set up the anti-reverse. It goes in there like that. And we're going to go ahead and capture it. It goes in there like that, but it's got these 2 little spacers. So let me not get too far ahead of myself here. Let's put some grease on it right there. And some oil, a little bit of Penn oil on the pivot point of that anti-reverse dog. These 2 little spacers go right there. And then your plate goes like that, and then you have 2 screws that go on there. Pretty heavy anti-reverse dog for this size reel. This is, for all intents and purposes, a 20 size reel. 20-pound class reel, if you wanted to word it that way. And it's made for some pretty deep work. It's got, or for something that runs far, it's got 1,000 yards of 20 on it. That's the only line capacity I can find. It says that Mystic is telling me that this is a 4.2 to 1 ratio. Now I've got to, I got to do something here real quick. I believe this washer was on there. It's a shim. And then this washer, I'm going to put the handle on it just to hold the gear in place so that I don't have to worry about, it's got a little slither sticking off of it. I want to get that out of the way pretty quick. I need 3 hands and I've only got 2, but I made it work. All right, a little bit of grease down there. If I don't put the handle on it, the anti-reverse dog is going to slip. So we'll put this on there. I'm pretty sure I can get everything else back together. We'll probably find out the hard way. Oops. I am going to use this chrome handle. And I'm going to put some oil in there. We'll put that on. Hopefully I can get it on there without everything falling apart. Goodness gracious. Now I might see what's happened is exactly what I don't want to happen. The anti-reverse dog has slipped. Okay, so I want to keep all that together until I get the gear on it, because I can't see that anti-reverse dog and I don't want to pinch it. So let's try again here. Okay. I got to go running for parts. Everything went flying. I don't even know where that washer just went to. So that shouldn't have happened. That's never a good thing. It may be stuck to the bottom of it. Yes. Okay. I got the washer. Let me get the handle nut. Hang on. Sometimes you need 3 hands. So now I got to fix this again because I'm sure that's slipped. I'll show you how that works as soon as I get a handle on it. I just got to get a grip on things. Not sure why it's wanting to fly apart like that before I can even get it started. Does not make sense. There we go. Guess I just wasn't holding my mouth right. We're not going to really crank it down super tight right now. Well, it's about where it needs to be anyway. So here's your anti-reverse. Okay. There's how it works. Okay. I don't put grease on the anti-reverse. I like for it to click loud. That's just a personal preference for me. And I'm wondering, as I look around here, where my little handle screw went to. So I may have to dig around in my packed away boxes for a handle screw. I don't see one. Oh, here it is. No, that's probably not it. No, that's not it. So I'll have to find that at a later date. Not sure why it was missing. It's okay. I probably misplaced it, more than likely. I got stuff sitting around everywhere from this move. Okay, let's put the gear on. So the gear, you have to put the shaft in before you can put the gear in. It goes in there like that. It is Loctited. Okay. So let me get my Loctite, wherever I did with that. And my screw, which is this right here. We'll go with blue Loctite. And that will go in there. Hopefully. There we go. It was tight coming out, and it's going to be tight going in. Okay. So we're making moves here. Right here, before I forget it, this post screws in. Okay, let's lubricate the gear. I'll also lubricate the pinion when I put the spool back in it. Okay, that's that. I think we are ready to build the lever. So this goes in right here. Oh, I can't put the lever on. I've got to put the frame together first. All right, let's do the other side of the reel here. All right, let's go to the palm plate. We've got one of these bearings goes in there, slides right in. We're going to lubricate the clicker just a little bit. We'll throw some more oil into the bearing. And the bearing, the base goes in like this. So what I do, I like a lot of grease in these threads to keep it from keep the salt water out, the corrosion, and from corroding. So you got 3 screws here. I'll start out with the middle one. Nothing wants to cooperate today. I'll just do it like this. Or I won't. Hang on to it, John. The screws just don't want to start for some reason. That's the wrong screw anyway. Okay, back up a minute, John. You're breaking one of your own rules. That on the pin reels, whether it be a Senator or what, I don't care which one it is. If it's got 2 stand screws or 3 stand screws that hold the plate to the stand, they're always going to be the shortest ones. Make sense? And the reason being, you don't want the screw to protrude through that stand too far and catch the line. Let's just say you got a king mackerel hits your line, he starts stripping off a bunch, and that line's, you're not standing right there ready to grab it, and that line's really going. If it gets one little loop gets down there against the screw, it's snap city. It's not gonna hold up, and you're gonna lose that fish. Could be the fish of a lifetime. You see, they don't stick through very far, if at all. Okay. Now, the top plate, which I've put the black lettering back into it, you basically use a Sharpie. Use a Sharpie. I had a Sharpie. Here it is. I use these big Sharpies. Put the ink down into the lettering, and then take a rag with some denatured alcohol and just wipe it off real lightly, and you'll get the black back into it. Now remember, the reel is a right hand reel, so the pin goes on here like this. And you put the four longer screws on these crossbars. Okay. Got another crossbar right here. It doesn't really matter which way it goes because there's no writing on it, so you can flip it either way. If you got a little bit of a messed up place on it and you don't want to see that, you can flip it over. This one's in great shape. I have three screws left, right? But remember, there's this bar still, so sometimes it takes a little bit to hold them all together while you get everything started. Okay, there's that. Let's do the spool. Now, from what I see, and I do have I am cheating. I have my cheat sheet right here. On the spool, on that side, there's really nothing. It's just the goes into the bearing, so we're good there. Over here, it had this mess on it. I don't know if that was put on from the factory. I don't really know. I don't know if I should leave it. I think I'm going to leave it. It looks factory to me. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. It looks factory to me. I think it was just put on there for assembly purposes to keep this in there while it was going through the assembly process. So this is captured. It can't spin. It can't fall out. So we're going to leave it alone. We've got the spool tensioner. And it's the same on both sides. It goes in here like this. That goes in there like that. You got a plastic spacer and it's cupped down spring, and another one cupped, or actually cupped up and then cupped down. Well, whatever. You know what I'm saying. All right, we're going to put some cowls on this drag. Now, I don't deal with these heavy asbestos washers very often, so I don't know if this is the right thing to do or not. So, I'm open to comments, but because I deal with the Carbon Tech Smooth Drag HT100s, which are all pretty much the same, more than I deal with this carbon, or asbestos. And I always use cowls. We'll see what it does. It will make it smooth. We'll just see how it does. Now this goes on. And if you look at the schematic, they show this going on like this, but that's not right. It goes on like this. So, and it will go about any way you want to turn. I am going to put some grease into those screw holes. I'm really surprised that this one wasn't corroded there, because any salt that's coming in off the line from the water, it's kind of getting splashed up in here, to be honest with you. So, all right, let me find my little screwdriver. You got to hang on to this, because if you let this go, these little screws are going to go flying. You'll never find them. They're tiny. once you get the first one in, they kind of go pretty good after that. Because you got to remember, you got spring tension on that from that spool tensioner. There's spring tension down there. Something I just caught about this reel that I'm probably going to go ahead and order them, but I'm going to build the reel, is these concave convex washers. They're showing that there's 4 of them in here. I only have 3. I know I didn't lose one. That's all that was in here. So they go against each other like this. They oppose each other. And that's what I'm going to go with on it. Like that. Okay. Where are we at? We need to put the bearing. Sit on there. Give it some more go fast oil. Not that we're going to cast this thing, but you know. Smoother the better. I'm going to go around and we'll put some grease in each one of these holes. Screw the threads. And on this one, it goes through the other side. So I'm going to attempt, oh, and I do need to put some grease on the pinion. I said I was going to do that and I didn't. There we go. Got it. All right. Now I'm going to attempt to put this on. This actually is going to have to go up in here. Yeah. And then we've got I don't have them organized. Remember, we have the 3 short ones that go in the stand. Put those in first. And it wants to be difficult. There it goes. We've got the 1 screw that goes into the single bar over here. Okay. And then over here, you got these 3 screws go with that. So we're not going to worry about that right now. We are going to put the 4 screws in to go to the wide crossbars. Just like that. Got to wiggle everything to get it lined up. Okay. Tighten all these down. We've got the frame built. We'll go to the other side. Just snug them. Probably like 10 inch-pounds or something. You're not putting a whole lot of torque on them, okay? All right. The only thing we got left is the actual build the lever drag. So this goes, I'm hoping I can get it on there. All right. I want to get some grease. I'm going to have to put the grease on the screws for those two longer screws. I can pack a little bit of grease into that hole there and then wipe off the excess. So this has to go into the lever, and you have to kind of work it in there. You got to push up on the little Delrin piece in there, and it'll come. Yeah, I'll let it slip out. John, come on. You're making me look dumb. Damn reel. It's messing with me. Whew, it's been a day. It's been a day. All right. It's been a week. The good news is I'm almost done moving out of my house. So that distraction will almost be over with here pretty soon. Now this thing, the stand is already over here. It wouldn't come out, and I don't force things. You don't want to get a hold of it with a pair of pliers and mess it up. So I'm going to put that stand in there. I am going to put a drop of Kroll in there. So if there is any corrosion, it will go away. Your two long screws go in where those two stands are. We'll get those down first, and we'll knuckle tighten them. I'm just going to run them in. And I can pull the lever back. And then tighten it all down. And like I said, I'm missing the screw for the handle. I'll find one of those. I know I've got a whole bag of them somewhere. But like I said, I'm in the middle of moving. So nothing that I know is where it's at is actually where it's at right now. I may just go ahead and order another one with those washers so that I need. The beveled washers. We wipe it all down. We'll put some oil in the handle, down here on the handle. We'll go ahead and oil it right there, a little bit more. Now, how you adjust a lever drag is I do it maybe different. Maybe I do it completely wrong. I don't know. This is how I do it. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. There we go. Let's get that lubricant going around there. Let's put her in gear. Yeah. So that's full fight right there, right? Let's work that drag in. Okay. Now, how I do it, I'm going to figure strike is going to be right about where that bar is. So I'm going to pull it back to no drag at all, adjust the preset, and I'm going to pull it up to strike. And I'm going to this reel here I'll probably set it at 10 pounds drag at strike. So I'll probably get 12 pounds drag full, maybe 15. So I will tie that. I got 10-pound weight and a 12-pound weight. Most of my fighting reels are set up between 10 and 12. And I'll tie that weight on the end of my line, the end of my rod. I'll high stick it. If a fighting rod can't handle 10 or 12 pound dead weight on it, it's not worth its weight to do the job. But I'll dead weight it, and it should just as the weight's getting ready to leave the ground with the high stick in the rod, it should start pulling drag. And I know I got it set at 12. Some people use a scale tied to a piece of furniture or whatever, and they pull back, and you can do it like that. That's fine. I don't care. I'm not saying my way's right or your way's right or wrong. I want the same physics involved that if I was fighting a fish, weight on the end of the rod to adjust my drag. So I have no idea how much drag I got right there, but that's how I do it. I'll adjust it before you always go back to no drag at all to adjust it. Let's go in just a little bit and let's give it some drag and let's turn the clicker on. Oh yeah, that's very nice. What a super reel. I will fish with this reel. I want to thank my buddy Chris for making a deal with me. He got a super nice reel too. I had a really hopped up, hot rodded TLD 22 speed with a all billet frame and really nice Allen Tawny handle and a few things that I wasn't using, and he had this reel, and I really wanted this reel. I've always wanted one of these. This 12 wide is just a cool reel, and I wanted it, and now I've got it. I'm going to fish with it, and he's got him a reel that he really likes, and I think everybody's happy. So if y'all would please like the channel and subscribe. I'm growing, my videos are definitely starting to get some traction. I'm showing a lot of people are watching, and I'm getting some comments here and there, and I really appreciate that. I'm not making any money at this, but I'm having a lot of fun doing it. As soon as I cut the video off and straighten my bench up, I'm gonna tear another one down. I haven't done too many this week. It's been a lot going on, so I thank everybody for watching. It's been awesome. So, like I said, stick around. If you subscribe, you're going to get to see my next video out. I've got another really cool video that it's kind of a collaboration with a local YouTuber, and that's going to be coming out soon. And this is exciting. I'm in the middle of a lot of things in life, and I'm glad to be able. I still got my workbench set up here at my house, and until the house sells and closes, it's going to stay here, whether my realtor likes that or not. But I have straightened this room out, so it doesn't look bad. I don't think anybody's going to complain. It is a workshop, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, this is John, Vintage Fisherman. Thanks for watching.